Welcome to the energy of the Libra full moon reading. The overall energy is that of nurturing your creative prowess and spending the time alone necessary for divine guidance and enlightenment as you move forward into the energy of self and the energy of the things that you are creating and manifesting on behalf of yourself, Right now, you're doing you. And it's truly a time for you to do you. And do you like nobody's watching, but know that so many people have their eyes on you. There are those who want to share with you, want to be a part of who you are and what you're creating. There's so much new energy coming in towards you. But continue to do you like nobody's watching. And be open to the free flow of divine energy as you move in the energy of self, Understanding that you are not open to any type of emotionally turbulent or mentally conflicting energies. You've walked away from those things. And you've learned and you're continuing to learn to balance out your own energies as you balance out with community. Meaning balancing out how you interact and align with others. That is the balance you've learned to develop and nurture and create for self. You can't be aligned with other people if you are not aligned within. Where there is no balance, there can be no bond, especially when it comes to other people. And so as you move forward into the energy of self, as you do you, as you allow free flow of divine guidance, speak your truth. Stand in the presence and nature of who you truly are. Be clear and concise with the words that you speak, but also be love and be compassionate as you speak your truth. Loving yourself enough to nurture you first. Nurture what you are deciding to create first as you nurture others and love on others, Stand in your power. Do you, when I say do you, this is truly a time to do you out here and stand in that power. Healthy boundaries in place. There's no room for conflicting energy. There's no room for chaos. You decide what can come past your gates, and you decide what can't come through. You decide who you want to interact with, and you decide who you're walking away from or who you're not even finna pretend to interact with. You decide that for you. That is part of the balance that you maintain for yourself as you stand in your power, as you create and manifest the reality of your choosing, the life of your choice. You ain't got to be dealing with nobody you don't want to deal with, especially if the energy that is coming near to you is conflicting. It's chaotic. Be reasonable. You ain't got to be cold and cutting either. Pay attention to the words that people speak. Pay attention to the energy that a person wants to interact with you in. And then you make a decision as to, does this allow me to have peace within myself? Because that's what I'm creating for self. Does this allow me balance and free flow of movement? Because that's the energy I'm seeking to move in. Anything else? No, I'm not interested in it. So anybody bringing that energy, any situation promoting that energy, no, I ain't on that. Because I got things that I'm trying to do for me. I got peace that I'm trying to maintain on behalf of self, and to stand in your power. It means, to manage the energy you move in, to manage the energy you allow yourself to align with as you move forward. Because you need to be able to move in such a simplistic way to create the life of your dreams. And when I say move in a simplistic way, carefree energy, free-flowing energy. There is no room for mental stress. There is no room for emotional disruptions. There is no room for chaos. Anything that even aligns with that energy, right now, that's not for you. You had other things that you're focused on, other things that you're trying to do for self. You're nurturing yourself right now. And to nurture self means to do away with anything that is chaotic and shift in the new energy that allows you to be patient with yourself, that allows you to be patient with other people, knowing that what's for you is for you. And if it's meant for you to be alone right now as you do you, then you're okay with that. When it's time for you to align with partnerships, other people on any level, whether it be platonic relationships, working with others and what you're creating, when it's time for you to be in alignment with community and partnerships, it'll come when it's time for it to come. But if it's time for you to be alone, then marinate and bask in the energy of alone as you nurture self, as you continue to balance out your own energies, knowing that there's no room for chaos, there's no room for conflict, there's no room for emotional turbulence. Only the peaceful free flow of divine energy, guidance, and clarity as you do you. And you stand in that power of awareness, releasing the past. I'm done with anything. When I say release the past, you got to release all that energy. You can't hold on to anger. You can't hold on to grudges. Even if it was people in your past who was creating conflict and chaos, where you stand in your power now, hey, if they present themselves now in an energy of peace and free flow divinity, I'm here for it. Be there for it. Be open to balance, because people have a right to change just like you have a right to change. So don't judge people according to who they were in your past. Judge them or don't judge them. Be open to who they present themselves to you in this now moment. Because right now, you've called in your balance in all areas of life. And so balance is what's coming in. And whatever is not balanced, you stand in the power of knowing this is not for me. And you can release that. But you don't have to hold on to it. And you don't have to be angry. You don't have to be cold. You don't have to be cutting. You release a person's energy in love. Love of self first. Compassion for others as well. But you've caught in your balance as you release the past and stand in your power. You know your value. You know your worth. And that is a very beautiful energy of abundance that you've created and called in for yourself. And you've set yourself up for balanced partnerships, balanced friendships, balanced relationships, balanced energy on all levels. Because you've decided, hey, I'm done with conflict. I'm not finna go back and forth with any conflicting situation or any conflicting energy. I am nurturing my creative prowess, and I am embracing the energy of alone if that's what I need to do. But I am calling in balanced energy. Only people who match my energy can be a part of the peace that I'm learning to create for myself, that I'm learning to stand in, that I'm learning to dance in, that I'm learning to move in. Peace, simplicity, free-flowing energy, no chaos, no conflict, no restrictive energy is even allowed within the gates of where I stand. And you be unapologetic about that, because you are calling in the balance that you have become and are becoming. Do you like nobody watching and know everybody watching you. Allow the divine to be a part of who you are. Channel that divine energy in whatever it is that you are creating. If there are words that you are speaking in the divine, say that and let it through. If you dancing in the divine, say dance like this, flow like this, do that. Allow your energy to be lighter. Drop the loads of all restrictive energy that tell you you can't do you, that tell you you can't be the person that your heart knows you to be. Anybody who tells you that you aren't who you are, let them go, baby. And let the people in who can embrace you, the self-aware you, the creative you, the confident you. The only community that you're seeking to align with is the community that allows you to still be balanced within self. If the people you spend your time with interfere with the balance you have within self, it's time to let that go. Because you've learned to love yourself enough to nurture you so that you can create the life that you desire and stand in the power of knowing that if you call it in, it's coming. Release what needs to be released and release it in love and compassion. But be open to a more free-spirited life. Be more lighthearted as you move forward in the choices that you make for yourself. Life does not have to be stressful. Even when you focused on business and creating, it ain't supposed to be, we become adults and we start taking everything so seriously. And all that serious energy creates stress. It creates angry dispositions and things like that. Start seeing your life through the eyes of a child. Anything is possible. There are no restrictions to the things that you imagine for yourself and the things that you want to do. Your kids say, when I grow up, I want to be this. You don't see any boundaries or mountains that say, you can't do this. It's time now to let down your guard and allow that beautiful energy that you've been calling in to come through. No more heavy energy. Drop the load. Veils have been lifted. Move forward in the energy of self, even if it means moving forward alone. And then stand in the power of knowing that what's for you is for you. You know your value. You know your worth. When it's time for alignment will come in. But patience is a virtue. If it's time for you to be alone, then embrace alone. And dance with the divine till it's time to dance with others. But this is a time for nurturing your creative prowess and embracing the energies that are balanced and allow you to be free.